What is up, you guys? It's your boy DJ Lil back with another tutorial, and today we're gonna talk about a piece of hardware called compressors. Now we have one here which is a Behringer FX 2000 right here. Here we go. So it's pretty much portable, but yeah, put it in your signal chain. It's gonna change a lot of things. Now this is an FX piece of unit, which means you can use it as a return send or a send effect on your mixer manually, right? But in this tutorial we're gonna do a type of setup that we're gonna use it in your signals chain, not as a send effect, but right straight into your signal chain. So we're gonna go through our preamp and then the compressor, then straight to the recording interface into our software. Now we're gonna go through all of it. You can see all the parameters right here and everything, and the rear view as well. We're gonna go through everything over here. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit that notification button for more tutorials to come. Now that's it, let's get into it. I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up, plug it in into our signal chain, and we're good to go. See you in a bit.
It's living love, baby.
All right, guys, I've got the compressor now connected. So as you can see, I hope the camera is nicely set that you can see the whole compressor from the screen right there. So as you can see, I'm using get right now, so it's a preset. So let's start to my right here. To my right, there's this power button which you can use to turn the unit on and off. This is the jog wheel which you use to go through the settings, the presets, and whatnot, what have you. Then next to that, there's the store button. As you can see, it's showing a light, meaning if I can store whatever changes that I did to the preset of the get that I chose, and then I can place store because I've changed some little parameters like the threshold, and only the threshold, just so I don't cut my voice when I speak. Because the more you go to this side of the threshold, the more you go to the right, chances are your voices are gonna cut. Because what you're gonna do here, what is gonna do here is gonna remove everything below that threshold and keep everything above through. Okay, so the more you go this side, the more you cut your vocals, so to the left is more clear and cleaner. It's better to put it in practice so you can go through it and check it out. So let's go through a couple presets here. So since we're using a directory, it's not a send effects on our mixer. We're using a directly to a signal chain. As you can see, the signal now is going through this preamp up here, then to the compressor. From the compressor is going to the interface, then straight to our DAW. So let's go through the presets, and then I'll finish up with the buttons right here on these sections where store is, and then we work in that type of pattern. Okay, let's go. The first button is it represents all the presets that are saved in this unit. It has about a bunch of them, about 100 presets that comes with the unit, and the way it is written U. Sorry about that. Let's drop the mix here. Where you go to the presets and it's showing you in the beginning, it means it's your own type of preset that you have stored. Now, every time you store your own preset, you're gonna have to select one of the numbers under the U section, and then you place, and then you remember where you saved your preset. your own type of preset and changes and all that. But the other side of the 100 is factory made and it comes with the unit. So it definitely comes, it starts with reverbs. And as you can see here on the display where the LED is, on the right of the display here, because to the far left here, it's a meter. Then here it shows you what you're doing, right? So to the right, it has all the effects wrote down that are in here. So it starts with reverbs, delay, modulation, dynamics, what have you. Then you go down to distortion, filters, special effects, which is a combi of some of the effects. Let's go through. Sorry about that. Let's go through some of these presets and see how great they sound. Okay. I'm just gonna go to the second button that says effects. The first one says preset, and I've said what it does there. The effects one, it'll display what type of effect you're using right now. As you can see, it says pan. It says pan. That means my vocals are panning right now. So if I move to, let's go, if I move the jog wheel faster, very fast, it's gonna move very fast as well. It takes about 3 seconds to load every type of effect to become active. So if I change to a different effect, it will take 3 seconds for it to be active like this. All right, so you can see I've got that tremolo type of effect there. It's right there. So if I go faster, right? If I go faster, right? Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. Now, this button next to these buttons here, the smaller one, it's the mix and bypass button. If you place it inside, that's a bypass, and you have bypassed everything there. So you won't hear anything whatsoever. It won't have any effects whatsoever. It will just be I don't know, something. You bypassed everything. You place it in. Okay, there you got an effect. Now you use this knob as a mix knob between your wet and dry signal. So you turn it to the right. Yeah. Anyway, then you can reduce it via the numbers even here displaying. You can see right now is 0. Then you can blend it in as much as you want, just like that. So to see what preset you're using, again, you'd go to effects here. You press effects. So you can see I'm using a reverb, a cathedral reverb, right? If I move one step with the jog wheel, it's a plate reverb. It's a plate reverb, right? So you can even check the mix is about 34. I drop it to get that nice mix of it. You can see I still have a clear vocal and the reverb is still on the background. Now, if you're using it like this straight in a unit and maybe you're recording something, you might want to be careful with that, because once you record your voices with this effect on it, you won't be able to adjust them later on, because you're recording straight on your vocal. It'll go with your vocals as well. So just be careful when you blend them in. It has to be that perfect type of feel that you need. Okay, so the less the value, the better, unless if you're going for a far more effective vocal. Might come in handy, but sometimes you really need it. Then you can just turn it up to a level where right, you're gonna want. Okay, let's try some delays there. I'm gonna push it this very fast until it shows me on the delay side. Okay, that was too fast. There, ping pong. Oh yeah. Okay, let me drop that. Drop that. Drop it. Drop. Okay, now if you keep moving to your left, right, you find the parameters are that's where you control the parameters of the delay. Okay, this is the delay right, this is the delay left, this is the feedback, and that should be another feedback on the right side. This is the feedback on the left side. Okay, so if you place that effect button again while on another while on a preset that you have selected like this, it will take you to if you press the edit button rather, it will take you to the second level of sets here to edit. Like you see the here, it has edit A, edit B, edit C. Let me drop it further. Sorry. Okay. As you can see there, it has edit A, edit B, edit C, edit D, which are the parameters up here, which is the delay left, delay right, feedback left, feedback right, right? Then you place edit, it will take you to the next set of edits, which is edit E, edit F, edit there's EQ low and EQ high. So these knobs here to the right, it becomes the EQ, which is this one is the low end. The more you push it to the right, the more bassy it becomes, and vice versa. Here you cut it, and here, as you can see, my voice is changing, and until you get your own type of feel where you feel like your vocals are standing out where you are, do experiment and see what you have. Okay, so let me try another delay there. Well, I got effects so you can see what. Yeah. Another the verse is a reverse delay. Oh, creepy. Sort of like reminds me of the Harry Potter movie and those type of delays and effects. I think if you move them more further up, there'll be more. Yeah. Anyway, cool type of effects that you can use in a mix, in a movie, in anything that you're recording, a series, anything. Just think about anything you can do with this. Let me go to modulation. Let's take some modulation here. I'll go back to effects. I press the effects button and then I move the jog wheel to my right until here it lights up on modulation. Then I know I'm on modulation. As you can hear, the vocal is on choir. It's on a preset called choir, and there's a little bit choir added to my voice, if you can hear that. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is try to turn up the mix. Okay, so we can see how it says you can't turn. Let me bypass that and see. Okay, so you can see. Well. All right, let's go to another type of effect. Let's try maybe Franger. If we have Franger here, let's see. Franger, here we go. 1, 2, ha, he, ha. I found him when I get to spin it all color line. You're all out and down, your son, your man, your guy. You can have that fast when they did it, I got to spin it all day. You see, the higher you go, the more the effect becomes. All right. But that works different when it comes to compressors and all that. Is gonna be a little bit different on the mix side, which I'll show you now. Let's do one modulation and then we'll go to the dynamics maybe, and you get the idea. Let's see, there's this pitch thing also that I like. Phaser, they got the feather. Okay. Yeah. Right. This one I like because it's sort of like, gives you a different angle to everything, different sound. Let's check that out.
Okay, it's 100%.
If I drop it, you see I'm back to normal. Then I can blend it with that little voice, or I can make it hard. So if you go back to your parameters here and just touch it, it will let you know what you're moving or what you're editing. So if you touch it like this the okay, is the treble, because we're still on the second layer, second set of edits here. So if I press edit back, it'll go to the first parameters of the edit. So when I touch this again, it's the stereo side. If I want to center or stereo, so this is the option. It says stereo, so the effect runs in stereo mode. Center, that's center stereo. Know that. See that? It's a semitone. So if I go up a semitone and down a semitone, that should be doing something to this. Okay, let me try the other button though. Okay, let's see that. This is also doing something to the vocal. Wow. Of course, you experiment on that, but I like the last button better. So this will bring it down to the bassy side, or it'll take it up to the fine, more chipmunk vocal. So think of all the possibilities. Think of all the possibilities you can do with that type of effect in a mix or in a movie or something. It's very, very nice to have this handy before you even start running things in your mix. Imagine a lot of pitch plugins, they take a lot of RAM. So if you can come in handy and you can put it straight without even putting a plugin on your vocal, I find that very handy and nice. Let's do that again. I'm gonna mix it a lot. So again here, and then let's play with this. What a who, put away now, kitchens meaning really cut the saying. Have a go, you whatever the CDs, what I wanna see the banging. Crazy type of effects. Anyways, that's about that with the more moderations. There's a lot more, but let me move to the next one because of time. Okay, I don't want this to be so long. Okay, so if I place the effect button again and I move the jog wheel to the right to dynamics, I've got the ultra preset right there. As you can see, the voice have already changed because I think it's a combination of the compressor and whatever exciter maybe. Yeah. Put a rose and call it no. Well, as you noticed, my voice has also gone louder. There's the range, the density, the speed, whatever. I go back to the effect button. I go next, right? Got denoiser. I've got denoiser right there. Well, okay. I've got DSR right there. So it's just a lot more effects where they come from. I go back to preset, lower it down to another preset, exciter, enhancer, bass. There's the oh, that sounds different and nice. Can you hear? Oh, all I need, na. All I things on your thigh. I don't need this being confined. You don't know that you so loud. I got very concern. Na. Some nice cool things out here. Let me go back to effects, and I go back to compressor and limiter. Right? Here's another thing. There's that get preset that I chose earlier. If I'm to place it, if I'm to choose it now, see what it does. There, my whole, in this case, you see, in this case, the mix button acts as a bypass. It doesn't mix the compressor. Like I said, if you would have been using this in a return effect type of mode, it could have been better to control the level, maybe bring in the gated signal and all that. But here, when you move the mix button, it takes you to a full hand. You move it to the left, it takes you to a 0. So when you move it to the right, it takes you to a full 100. It's not the same with the other type of effects when it comes to those on the dynamics. So let me just go ahead and go to expander. As you can see, expander has dropped my voice a little bit. So if you move around the knobs, it should give you a gain somewhere, and you can always add a gain onto your vocals. There's threshold, there's ratio, and whatnot. Now, if you want to store that type of preset, you just go ahead and press store. So this is what happens when I press store. If I press store, it's gonna choose. It's gonna ask me what number I want to save it on. Yeah. Then if you can select a number and press back store, that means it has been stored. Okay. So I think that goes somewhere around there. Okay. And so you see. So if I press effects here, you can see I'm under my own presets, but it's a number 34 on my preset that I've stored. Right. So if you want to compare, you press the compare button up here. Compare. It will bring you to the compressor. You can see. Then you press off it back to my enhancer. I press on the compare again. It will take you to the last effect that you used, and then it will compare that with what changes you have done now. So it's pretty much easy like that. So that's how definitely the unit is really used. Now you can try it in different type of settings. I don't have a mixer to try the return send type of setting, but you get the idea. You get how the unit sounds like, you get what it can do, and there's more that I didn't go through, but I hope you buy these and experiment yourself, and when you come across it, don't be afraid to get it and let it be part of the signal chain and see how it enhances and helps your mix and your voice cut through the mix and do a lot of type of effects and different things with it. All right, for me, it's a great unit and I'm enjoying it right now. It's part of my signal chain, and I think I'm gonna go with more and more hardware as much as I can, because it really helps. It might be a subtle difference to whatever you feel like, but when you're working on the mix, you can really feel there is that type of difference with just having an interface and start recording, and then having a preamp and a compressor to your signal added. It's another extra mile that you have to experience. Now, this is all that I had for you for today. I know I didn't check out the review, but let me tell you what's on the review. It's input and output. So I'm using it in a signal type of flow. So I'm using one type of cabling. I'm using one in and one out, so it can match the setting on the interface and the preamp. All right. So if you want to use it on a return send and channel, you're gonna use the other one to the left input to the left on the mixer, the other right to the right. Same goes for the outputs, right? So it's 2 in, 2 out behind the compressor, right? So I've really enjoyed making this tutorial, and I hope it also helps you guys out there. And yeah, before you go, remember to subscribe, hit that notification button, leave me a comment, anything at all. And yeah, until I see you next time, you guys stay blessed.
It's living love, baby.